Oh boy, Sonic 06. This is the game, if I should even call it that crippled the Sonic franchise. But what made this game worse than its Sonic family members? Well...
This will end it!
No!
Of course, it's not just glitches that make this game bad, but this is what a glitch. We don't care about story, graphics, or frame rate issues here. So with that out of the way, let's get to the first story of Sonic 06. Now, even though the creation of 06 could be considered the biggest glitch of all, we're going to start our real glitch hunt by going to Wave Ocean. Just do a lightspeed dash across the ocean and oh. So in Wave Ocean, after the very first loop, jump and homing attack this pillar. Jump towards this area and homing attack. If it was done right, you should be sent over to the other side of the loop. Jump to the very edge and move to this position. Press the jump button, pause the game, let go of the jump button, unpause, and then press the jump button again. If everything went right, you should be sent flying through the air. What Sonic just performed was the game trying to lock onto a homing attack target and attack it, but clearly missing the target entirely. You can use this glitch to skip a large portion of Wave Ocean, so I guess that's useful. Of course, if that's a bit too hard for you, you can stop and stay on the walls. It seems the program's got a tad too lazy with gravity, because there really isn't any here. And don't forget, no matter what direction you hold, you go where the game wants you to. Also, while we're still in Wave Ocean, we can break the game even more. If you have the purple gem when you revisit this level in time trial mode, you can skip the Orca cutscene. When the Killer Whale starts chasing after you, you can jump between the boost pads on the wooden bridge. Activate the purple gem and keep jumping past the end of the bridge, and past the whale. Keep going until you reach that switch that Tails was supposed to hit. When you hit that switch, the cutscene will activate and never stop. If you remember, we didn't grab the whale, so this cutscene won't end. You can change the camera temporarily with the purple and sky gems, but that's about it for Wave Ocean. When you get back to town, there's a kid on the roof of a building that needs to be saved before you can go to Dusty Desert. Looks like Tails wants to save her. Tails, you okay? So in order to save her, you need to complete some town mission and buy an upgrade. Or you could go through this wall, and it's really easy too. Just run this very specific angle, jump, homing attack, and make sure you hit A just about a frame before Sonic touches the ground. See? Easy. Once you're in, don't try to get to Dusty Desert, because Level Mirror does not work, and you'll be stuck in there. So instead, make the good choice. Be a good citizen and save that little girl who managed to get herself stuck on that roof somehow. After you finish Dusty Desert, our favorite character to hate challenges us to battle. That means it's time for some more glitching, of course. Grab some rings and head to this corner of the invisible boundary. When Silver comes, let him throw you. He'll push you to the very corner and you'll lose all of your rings. Silver will throw you again, but this time you'll be outside the battle area, but you'll probably be dead. However, if you got enough rings and they fell in the right place, Silver will throw you again into at least one of those rings and you'll live outside the battle area. Now that you're out of bounds, you also have access to the rest of the city once you jump over the water. If you can get to the top of a building and try to jump back into the battle area, the visible barrier just won't let you. Jumping will not work and you cannot get out of the horizontal walls, so you're stuck. Now for those who didn't make poor decisions, you can actually do more outside the arena. If you stand in front of this building, Silver will try to dash towards you. After a while, he'll reach the corner and clip outside the arena. He'll keep dashing directly towards you, so keep standing in that position so he doesn't fall in the water. You can actually have him follow you around the city if you want, but watch out for those invisible bridges. Okay, enough padding, it's time for the actual glitch. Home attack Silver when you're able to, then jump over him before he gets up so that he can grab you. And then throw you. And then you fly into the air. And you won't stop. Well, eventually you'll hit an instant kill plane, but it takes quite a while. Now that we've fixed the police captain's memory, we can go to the new city and meet up with Knuckles. Around the warehouse that he's at, there are some metal boxes lying around. You know what that means. Get on the box and start kicking. If nothing is happening, that means the box isn't active, so another jump could fix that. When you start kicking again, the box should rise. And it can keep rising, into space. There is a limit though, and once you hit it, you fall through the box. So I guess you're having a nice fall before winter. Because now we're in White Acropolis, and we're gonna finish the level as Tails. Reach the Tails part of White Acropolis and fly up this little cliff that's right there. Now turn around and fly back the door that Sonic entered through. If you entered it from above correctly, you can go through Sonic's part of the stage. Now if you go back to this area with the wooden boxes, you can fly over the electric wall that separates Sonic from the rest of the level. Jump onto these boxes, then jump onto the wall. Fly along the rocks holding forward until you go into it, and come out the other side. Now you can just fly over to the goal ring, and Tails wins! Later on, Sonic and his amigos get together at Flame Core. Somewhere in the stage, you can actually place Knuckles, and you can beat the level with him too. At the end of Knuckles' part, there's a door. If you climb up to the top of the wall to the right of the door and keep jumping, eventually you'll clip through the wall and you can glide over to the next area. Now you can just go and finish the level. Of course, Knuckles was never meant to finish a level, and because of that, he has some level complete animation. He can just walk around too, and even die. A few levels and a kick to the head later, Sonic has to face off with Egg Genesis. Fortunately, we can get through this boss fight easily using a little exploit. When Sonic uses his bounce attack, he can actually go higher up than regular jumping. And because of lazy programming, Egg Genesis can be heard from the bottom. See what I'm getting at? If you keep bounce attacking under Egg Genesis, you can get just high enough to homing attack him. But you don't want to beat him that way, you can use a regular bounce attack on top of Egg Genesis. However, when he takes a certain amount of damage, Sonic is launched to the ground. You can cancel Sonic's flight by throwing a Sky Gem right before you deal that blow to the boss. Look how I throw the gem before the third hit lands. It's very important that you throw the gem as quickly as possible, otherwise you miss out on the small window of time to throw it. When the gem lands, it cancels the Egg Genesis launch and flips you back on top. This can actually be useful for getting an S rank through the time bonus. So I'm not even sure what to say about this. He's not even touching the side of the mirror. Let's just move on. In the level Kingdom Valley, there's a point in the stage where you have to switch to silver. You can actually skip this by jumping off the eagle and performing the homing attack towards the wall the moment that the load screen ends. You can jump on these little edges on the wall to make your way across the water. There isn't much to explore now that you can be Sonic here, but it's quite an interesting stroll through Silver's area. When you reach this giant robot, you could fight it. Or you could jump off this edge and homing attack into the load area for Sonic. Later on in the level, I ended up falling through the ground while recording. I'm not exactly sure what caused this, but it probably has something to do with whatever Sonic is doing here. In the level Aquatic Base, both Sonic and Knuckles can go through doors. With Sonic, just go to the very corner of the door and use the Sky Gem. Keep holding forward and you should go through the door. But watch where you land though, as most doors don't always have a flat place to land. With Knuckles, you can only go through a door from the back, meaning that Knuckles can only go back in the level. It's also only done in one part of the level, so it's not too useful. With that said, go up to a door and glide into its corner between the wall. If you fly at an angle that's about 45 degrees, eventually Knuckles will attach to the wall. If you move to the left, you should go through the door. However, the screen's gonna spaz out, so try not to... Ugh. You can now explore some of Sonic's area. Keep in mind that you can't go very far because some of these doors are closed and you can't go through them. Also, I'm not sure if you can get back to where Knuckles once was, so taking a death might be required. For the final thing that we break in Sonic's story, we'll be taking down Egg Wyvern in less than 50 seconds. Don't believe me? Keep an eye on the clock. This exploit's similar to the Egg Genesis one, but it takes out Eggman in one hit. To begin, wait until Eggman is charging at you. Jump at his horn and throw the Sky Gem at the ground. Finish the homing attack and you should be pulled to the ground. With no blue rats to guide Eggman, he aimlessly flies off into the sunset. After a while, our favorite Egghead flies out of bounds and dies. And ooh, just nailed that time. But that's it for Sonic's story, a really long and glitchy mess. But it's only a third of the game, so I guess I gotta go record the rest of those episodes. I promise I'll try not to take too long to get them out. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, do the social media stuffs, or click that subscribe maybe, or the like button, helps a lot. And remember Question of the Day? Well, here it is. This one's a little bit different actually. What I want you to do is send me a question. Not really for the question of the day, but for a Q&A video that'll be, that I'm gonna be doing for 15,000 subscriberinos for a little bit of a celebration there. So I'd like you to send me a question down in the comments below using the hashtag QOTD, yeah. So that way I can sort through and filter. If you don't put that there, if you don't put the hashtag thing, I won't be able to find a question. So please do that, right? That's about it. Yeah. See you guys with more 6 next time, and have fun.
Oh no!